Hey, good afternoon. It's Tuesday, August 10th. I'm traveling back towards where I'm going to be staying in North Carolina, but I'm in the North Carolina mountains here off I-40 and just had to stop. I took a break and just want to take advantage of this beautiful setting that we have just in this rest stop. It's just gorgeous. You can see the mountains behind me. The only thing disturbing here is a few gnats, but that's typical for this time of year. It's such a beautiful setting, and it goes with the next couple of days. I want to spend some time in Psalm 90 and 91 because there's just such a beautiful unit of thought. And Psalm 90 begins with the idea about praising God and His creation of the world and His faithfulness. And then he reminds us, he starts the psalm, he says, before the mountains were born, before these beautiful creations of His were born, were birthed, given life by Christ, God has been. From everlasting to everlasting, He is God. So in terms of our mind, these mountains, people use the phrase as old as the hills. Well, God is way beyond that. And I'm thankful that we get to see a little bit of that behind me. This seems like such a perfect setting to illustrate the beauty of this psalm. These two psalms together because they talk about the power and magnificence and planning of God. And brothers and sisters, that's what you and I need to hope in. The faithful providence of God. Because there's so many things that happen in this life that we can't plan for, we can't account for, that seem strange to us, that seem ill-timed. But yet, through all of it, we know that God is faithful to us. We know He is with us. We know He cares for us. We know that His mercy is everlasting because He's been about this before these mountains behind me were born, were given birth. They literally, as we look at the geological studies, as they came up from the surface and burst forth. God's mercy was even before that. So that's a certainty that you and I have. That even when things are catastrophic around us, or at least from our eyes, God's mercy is ongoing. You can get a similar feeling. I've had the blessing of being to the ocean a couple of times in the last few weeks, and again, you sense that immense power of God demonstrated in the waves around us. So whether we're in the ocean, near the ocean, the flatlands, or this, I'm really partial to the mountains, and you see this beautiful scenery behind me, and we know that the faithfulness of God was there doing what God wanted before these things, these mighty structures were born. That's one of the things that can center us, that can give us hope, that God has not abandoned us. He hasn't been on coffee break. And the massive power that produced all of this grandeur is also the power that is available to us to know comfort in our times of need. And believe me, we have times of need. And these passages are here to remind us of that. So I just wanted to take a stop here, talk to you about this, let you know how special this is and how God is so careful to give us tangible things like this that we can hang on to. So that we feel alone, we know that the faithfulness of God is at work. Does my strength come from the hills? No. My strength comes from the God who made the hills. That's what makes us separate from folks who want to get everything from nature. My strength doesn't come from nature. My strength comes from the one who made nature and who controls it right now. So that's a place of comfort and joy and peace. And as we get to jump into Psalm 90 and 91, I pray that this theme will bring the kind of peace that the Holy Spirit intended for us. Again, thanks so much for watching. I'm excited to get back into the practice of just being with you twice a day. Don't know if I'll make it again tonight, but we'll probably just this one today, and we'll, Lord willing, get back into the full swing of things tomorrow. But again, it's in His purpose and in His time. But it's such a joy to be with you and to be able to talk about the beauty of God right here in front of this magnificent creation that he mentions in Psalm 90. So thanks so much for being here. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that and turn on post notifications. Check us out on our YouTube channel and everydaytalk247.com. Again, such a joy to be with you, and thanks so much for being with me on this journey. Have a great day. Bye-bye.